No one expected this voice. Boys, Hotel California, performance goes viral. The small-town talent show was never supposed to be a big deal. The folding chairs in the school gymnasium squeaked as people settled in, chatting about the weather, the bake sale, or the upcoming football game. No one could have guessed that this ordinary Friday night would become the talk of millions. Backstage, 13-year-old Lucas Parker sat quietly on a wooden bench, his guitar resting across his lap. His sneakers were scuffed, his jeans a little too short at the ankles. He wasn't from a wealthy family, his mom worked double shifts at the diner, and his dad had been gone for years. Lucas had never taken music lessons. His guitar was a hand-me-down from his late grandfather, the strings worn but still singing when played with love. Lucas didn't talk much at school. Kids thought he was shy, some called him awkward, but in truth, he was just more comfortable expressing himself through music. He discovered Hotel California on an old cassette tape and had listened to it so many times he could play every note by heart. Tonight, he was going to play it for the first time in front of a crowd. The MC's voice boomed, "Next up, Lucas Parker." The polite applause felt like a wave pushing him toward the bright stage lights. He walked out slowly, clutching the guitar like a lifeline. Whispers rippled through the audience. Most people didn't know him well, and some doubted this quiet boy could hold their attention for more than a minute. Lucas sat on the stool, adjusted the mic, and strummed the opening chords. The familiar, haunting melody seemed to change the air in the room. Conversation stopped. Even the restless kids in the back row stilled. Then he began to sing. His voice was unlike anything they expected, rich, soulful, with a depth that felt far older than his years. Every note carried raw emotion, as though he'd lived the stories woven into the song. By the second verse, people were leaning forward, some with their eyes closed, letting the music pull them in. About halfway through, something shifted. In the front row sat an older man with silver hair and a weathered face. His eyes widened, then glistened with tears. This man, Mr. Reynolds, had been the town's music teacher for decades before retiring. Unknown to Lucas, Mr. Reynolds had once been in a band that dreamed of making it big, but life had other plans. Hearing Lucas's voice now felt like hearing all those dreams come alive again. As Lucas played the final solo, the gym fell utterly silent except for the guitar's cry. The last note lingered in the air before fading into stillness. Then, an explosion of applause, cheers, and even a few shouts. Lucas looked stunned, almost unsure whether they were clapping for him. The MC stepped back on stage, but before he could speak, Mr. Reynolds stood and called out, "Son, don't stop singing. You have a gift." His voice trembled. "The world needs to hear you." Lucas's cheeks flushed. He wasn't used to praise, especially not in front of everyone. After the show, as people crowded around to congratulate him, Mr. Reynolds approached quietly. He placed a hand on Lucas's shoulder and said, "I want to help you. If you're willing, I'll teach you everything I know, no charge. You have something rare, and it deserves to grow." Lucas didn't know what to say. No one had ever offered him something so generous without expecting anything in return. He nodded, and for the first time that night, he smiled, a wide, unguarded smile. Over the next few months, Mr. Reynolds became more than a teacher. He became a mentor, a friend, even a grandfather figure. Lucas learned not only technique, but also the art of pouring his heart into every performance. Mr. Reynolds taught him to believe in himself, to understand that his voice was not just sound, but a story that could touch lives. One afternoon, Mr. Reynolds suggested recording a video of Lucas playing Hotel California and posting it online. "It's time the world heard you," he said. Lucas hesitated. What if no one cared? But he trusted Mr. Reynolds, so they set up a camera in the old music room, hit record, and let the song speak for itself. The video went up on a Sunday night. By Tuesday morning, it had over 500,000 views. By Friday, it had crossed 5 million. People from around the globe left comments, truck drivers in Texas, nurses in Canada, retirees in Florida, all saying the same thing. His voice made them feel something they couldn't put into words. Soon, news outlets called, radio stations wanted interviews, and a late-night talk show sent an invitation. Lucas's mom, overwhelmed but proud, kept shaking her head in disbelief. All this, from one song, she'd whisper. But Lucas never let the fame change him. Every chance he got, he credited Mr. Reynolds, saying, "Without him, you wouldn't even know my name." And every time he played Hotel California, he poured his soul into it, because he remembered the boy who once sat backstage, unsure anyone would listen. Months later, Lucas stood on a massive stage in Los Angeles, singing the song that had started it all. The lights were blinding, the crowd endless, but when he glanced to the side, he saw Mr. Reynolds in the wings, smiling with tears in his eyes. Lucas closed his eyes, strummed the guitar, and let the music carry him, knowing he was exactly where he was meant to be. Because sometimes, all it takes is one voice, one act of kindness, and one person who believes in you to change the course of a life, and maybe, if the music is true enough, to change the world.